Now let's go ahead and talk about Ready to Love. I was gonna say Real Housewives, but girl, we ain't getting no Real Housewives. Anyway, Ready
Forever.
to Love. Let's talk about it because it didn't come on actually this past Friday, but there has still been some drama. All right. Now on the previous episode that we did get to see, we saw where Dakia and Eric had some type of issue where she went to nephew Tommy and said there was an incident between us, and I don't want to have nothing to do with him. He needs help. Okay, he need to go find his love. His love ain't here, but I'm still open to the process though. And I said, not you throwing this man under the bus, but you still ready for the process. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. So I do have some audio because they did drop a clip of Dakia and she went into detail about what happened between them. Now, after that, we also saw where he actually posted or something. I got access to some text messages, okay? And it was text messages between he and her. And then after that, it looked like he done sent a long text message to the group, snapping off about giving people the smoke. And then Dakia turned around and responded to that. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. So let me go ahead and let you guys know. Go ahead and play it for y'all that don't know what's going on.
There was an incident between Eric and I. I don't want to have contact with him at this point. I think that he needs to do some reflection and growth on his own, away from me.
Okay.
I no longer want to date him. I thought that Eric was somebody that I can actually see a future with, but one moment changed all of that. I was hanging out with Eric and a couple of the other guys. Eric asked to take a picture with me, and so he comes up behind me and puts his arm around my waist, and I make a joke like, all right, we got this old school prom picture pose going on. And Eric is like, watch this. This ain't no high school prom picture pose. And he comes and gets very physical with me. I'm a lady, you don't touch me that way. So he's just not ready to love me, or maybe not even anyone else right now, but that's for him to figure out. I'm still open to this process, to find connections with other gentlemen. It just so happens that Eric is not that man.
All right. So I tell you what, I'm going to talk to him.
All right, nephew. Sorry, y'all. Nephew Tommy said that he is gonna have a conversation with him. Based on what y'all heard, what did y'all think? Because it took me back to Phil and Shiloh when they kind of had like that argument. But I don't know if they were like creating something for the show or whatnot. But I don't know. Okay, it definitely made me think about the incident that happened on the previous season. But then when she said that, he touched her inappropriately, yikes! I wanted to know more. But I do have some other messages where he went in detail. What are your thoughts about just the first part of what she said?
I feel like she didn't say enough. I feel like it's too vague to even really have an opinion yet, because we've seen people like say one thing and then we kind of find out that wasn't a full story about it. So I do wonder, like, he got really physical. Did he grab your butt, or did he put his hand in your cooch? Like, I think that can mean so many different things. And I don't like when people be so vague about stuff, because, like, I don't know what to think. Like, was he innocently touching your butt because y'all flirt that hard and you were offended, which is fine? Or did he really go too far and like insert something somewhere or grab a nipple? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder, like, how far did it go before I can say, well, he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird that they put out that much of it, but that much of it to me still doesn't say anything, because saying he got really physical, but what does that mean? Because it may not even mean that he picked her up like Phil did Shiloh. It could mean he just touched her butt. And to her, that can mean too physical. But to him, that can mean I'm like, we be talking like real deep at night, naked, and I didn't think it'd be an issue if I touched your butt. But if he, did whatever
Grabbed
else,
on some.
right, she would have the right to feel like, okay, you really went too far. And it also depends on his intent and the conversation after she expressed how it made her feel. Because if she expressed disdain in what he did, and he said whatever, then yes, I don't want to deal with him, because he could not even accept how I felt about him getting very physical with me. So it's weird. It's weird.
I'm feeling really different about this one. I feel like it's a different situation than Phil and Shiloh. Gosh, I don't want to be offensive, but I feel like Dakia is in a position to where I don't think that she is desperate for Eric to what's Eric, right? I don't think that she's desperate for Eric to choose her, but I do get the vibes that Eric is lame enough to pull a stunt like that in front of the other men to try to get clout from it. Weird flex, but okay. And I feel like Dakia is the type of woman that would be like, "You not about to use me for no clout." Because she's still mingling with other men. So I do feel like he probably touched her in a way to like mark territory, and she probably was uncomfortable with that as a way to flex. I don't know where he touched her, but either way it goes, I think he did it to flex. I think it was more so if it was him and her on a date, them solo, I don't think she would be tripping. I think it's the fact that he did it in front of the other men and try to show out.
Yeah. So he ended up leaking a text between the both of them. And basically in this text message, she was just talking about how they needed to link up and get together. And he was open to that. She invited him to come out to the pier. You can't really tell. I'm not familiar with military time code, but they put he has his phone on military time code, I guess. She wanted him to come to the pier to hang out. And I guess he wasn't able to link up with her or whatever. So this is the part that I wanted to bring a little bit of attention to. She says, "Hey, I'm still out, but if you're still up, I'd really like to have a conversation with you tonight." He says, "Okay." And then responded and said, "We don't need to talk about anything." That right there lets me know that you feeling like something didn't happen. Something didn't happen. Okay, so he also goes on to, he says, "I was made aware that I made you feel uncomfortable today." So my thing is, if you were made aware that you made her feel uncomfortable, why not come to the front and have a conversation with her? He says, "It was not my intent, and I wish you would have told me at the moment so we could have rectified the situation. I was clearly thrown off by our connection and growth." I feel like when I keep going, y'all, Eric is actually full of but let's keep reading, right? Well, I don't want to read all of this. Say what, JB?
Now put the other one back up, because she's in green, he's in gray, right?
She's in green, he's in gray.
Okay.
She's in gray.
Yeah, she's in gray. He's in green.
Oh, she's in gray, he's in green. Okay.
Correct.
My love, but girl, that man thought he was so good that she was it's just I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. I don't know. I'm confused.
It is all good. I'm about to, okay, I see somebody trying to give like some military time track. I don't know what this stuff is, but let's get to the other part because it looks like he may have sent some to a group, kind of like going off. Okay, so his first three messages are his. The last one is actually from Dakia, right? He says, "This is Eric. I'm bringing all the effing smoke since there is already a clip out there painting me as a man that has gotten very physical per Dakia and her gerbil ass mouth. Let's clear some SHI up and I will definitely speak on this, okay?" First of all, he spoke on like dates and things like that. He also just pretty much talked about how he didn't disrespect her. He did say the storyline. Now, this is all alleged, okay? Somebody sent this over to me. So, this is all alleged coming from Eric, okay? They're saying that he says the storyline is true, but us trying to take a pic and she joking said that it's too much. I'm like a prime picture or whatever. So he says he motioned his hands upwards to her chest, but did not touch them, meaning her breast area. Okay, he says but he didn't touch him, and she said no, not like that. So he moved his hands and they continued to take the pics, right? He says in his opinion he feels as though she was embarrassed more than anything because I guess the guy that took the picture was somebody that she liked. And also he's there's the alleged thing is that he told her that Carmen was the person that's his number one now. So that's the part that I felt like he was kind of like full of SHI to me. She your number one, but you was all up under Miss Girl. Now you want to say that she embarrassed because she done called you out. Now you was all up under Dakia at one point, but now she done called you out and you want to come and say that she was embarrassed because you was more interested in somebody else. Something about that not adding up. So the last message, Dakia cleared it up, okay? Allegedly, Dakia says, first of all, we never kissed. First of all, we never kissed a few times. We had one peck of a kiss at the batting cage day, and that's it. Nothing intimate. You absolutely grabbed my breast with both hands. Others saw it, and you previously admitted it. I immediately turned around, hit you on your chest, and said, "What the F are you doing? I'm a lady. You don't touch me like that." You just laughed it off, and I avoided you for the rest of the day and hung with Tori. And yes, me asking you if you were coming to the pier was so that we could have a talk about the situation. I was being cordial and said that we needed to talk about the situation. You responded, "We have nothing to talk about." I didn't go to the producers, someone else did. I was asked if I wanted to press charges against you or have you removed from the show. I said no to both. Okay, so that's what's being put out into the atmosphere of the conversation that happened between them. It seems like he put the message out to everybody because he was talking about wanting to give everybody that smoke or something like that. This is Eric, and I'm bringing all the effing smoke. Yeah. I can't hear you, Nikki. You muted.
Thanks, y'all. It started, okay. Number one, I told y'all something about him just feels lame enough to try to stunt in front of the other men. But this makes sense as to why he would be attracted to Carmen. Carmen's lame AF. Yes. And Eric matches her energy, especially being that they were friends before. He matches her energy. A lot of people are saying, why didn't she just tell him before? A lot of people in the comments also were saying, of course, she didn't tell the people. I think you read that. Somebody else went to production, which kind of makes sense with the text messages because she asked to talk to him. So I think it might have been something that she would have handled with him first, but it escalated. And now he's upset. Gerbil ass mouth. You didn't think she was gerbil before when he was all into her. It's giving Carmen.
Help me. It definitely is. Oh, girl, that's amazing. So we in for an interesting episode.
I don't get how any Lord, I have a friend who calls our panels orgies. So when I just see a text and you want an orgy, I'm like, yes, I'm at the orgy. So
I cannot.
But it's weird that these shows every season has these, situations where one of the supposed couples has this situation, and I feel like I just want y'all to either fall in love or not. Like all this, these long ass paragraphs, it's like y'all ruining the show. Because it's all happening off the show. So I feel like if you don't like her, no. If you feel like now she on bullshit because you like somebody else, then leave it be. Ain't no need for no texting and long ass messages about nothing. If he said he don't want to discuss anything, fuck him. I feel like both of them sending these long ass deniability claims about the other one is the definition of he say she say shit. And I'm like, you need to be on camera.
I understood Dakia responding if that was indeed her, because I'm gonna call you out. Like, you over here trying to lie, sending all this long, like you say, this long message. Yeah. I guess trying to, appear as though what you're saying is actual factual, but no, I'm gonna call you out. And let everybody, I'm gonna put you on blast. Like
these group cast texts, that's why I feel like the show is not as good as like seasons 1 and season 2, because now people coming on and they know I don't have to put everything on camera. It can be some behind the scenes shit that happened, but us, the viewing public, we looking like, how did this? Because we don't know what's going on. So y'all having all of this happening and it's not on the show. To me, is the reason I feel like y'all all want attention. Because why not have it on the show?
I think it's funny because I thought something was off about Eric when I first met him. I didn't meet him. Y'all, this is how invested I be in them shows.
We met all them people. We know all them people.
When I first met him, period. I know, right? So I don't know. Whenever he first came on, everybody was like, I really like him. He's a nice guy. I was like,
he's the chef, right? Eric is the chef.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the chef. And I don't know if I couldn't trust him just because he's a preacher's kid. I think maybe that's why I was hesitant. I don't know. He's hella lame, been single for a long ass time. And then for him to try to flex. And then the other thing, he couldn't stand on his own when it came to Carmen. When Carmen came around him and basically tried to diminish the relationship he had with Dakia, he couldn't stand on his own as a man and say, I like her. So this shit does not surprise me because as a man, you tried to do other shit to impress other men. That's lame as hell. Then called her gerbil mouth. You went straight to insulting her. Please.
Correct.
That's a baby ass man.
I knew he wasn't shit from the moment when Eric, Dakia, and Carmen was in the kitchen and he did not shut Carmen down. I was like, he don't have no really true intentions with Dakia. Because I felt like even if you've known Carmen in real life on this show, you didn't want to be her in the real life. So don't get on this show. Oh, well, maybe now is the time. So I knew from that moment, okay, he not as this nice guy as we thought. He can cook great. He's a handsome man. But that's when I first said he on bullshit. So I just want them to be like, I just want to be entertained on the show because it's fucked up that all the entertainment happened behind. I'm like, I'm wasting my goddamn time watching y'all on the show and don't shit be happening on the show. It's all on, I gotta follow. I have to follow 20 motherfuckers on IG and Twitter and TikTok and Craigslist and wherever else to get the real tea. Get
out. But it's these folks in the comments for me, and just
not her mouth is gerbily.
I knew that's what you was looking at because I was looking at the same thing. Now
I was trying to ignore it the whole time because I don't want to talk about the lady mouth because God gave it to her.
I tried.
I mean,
y'all wrong for that. I mean, it just
God gave her that mouth. God gave her that mouth. Now, no one gave Carmen them eyes. Those are store-bought eyes. But God gave the kid her mouth, and we can't go against God.
Them eyes are manufactured and shipped overseas. She got them eyes off AliExpress.
Period.
That remind me. Do y'all remember whenever this was a long time ago? Y'all be at Walmart and you be getting ready to check out, and at the pad next to the debit thing, they got all the different color contacts, so you can walk over to the optical center and get the contacts. And when you walk over there to get a sample pair of contacts, the contacts say sample in the lens. That's how low budget Carmen is looking in them fucking blue contacts.
I hate it.
That's samples.
I hate
it. Look, Carmen with her real hair. Oh, that fucking aggravated me so much.
Because I used to wear blue contacts in middle school, like 8th grade, 9th grade. I was lame as fuck. But I was 14, not 37.
I used to wear green ones.
I had blonde hair.
I used to wear green contacts, girl. And everybody used to compliment me, right? They used to say they look nice and everything. I'd be looking at the pictures, and to me, I was much darker then than what I am now. And I'm like, bitch, who the fuck?
It was probably the lighting.
No one was gonna say anything, girl.
It was probably the lighting. Yeah, nobody said nothing. That was the thing.
I was trying to be different though. I didn't like doing what everybody else was doing. Like in high school, everybody like got the hazel eyes. I got some type of brown or something like that. So when I went to the eye doctor and got my set, what you want? I almost got blue. I was like, let me try the green one.
Green was my everyday, but I had blue for when I wanted to add a little razzle dazzle. When I wanted to,
that's what Carmen did.
When I wanted to,
her eyes open.
I love eating out of men's hand.
Nope, I'm not doing this with y'all.
I cannot.
My hair is real, but it's 110% density.
That's the thing for me. You can't compare. Carmen need to go. Carmen can go, and so can Eric. Paul. I just want Dakia to realize he ain't shit and move on.
I done went all the way over to the Paul. Paul, like, how did I get into it?
Because Paul ain't shit either.
He not.
We want Paul to leave on day one. I was pissed. I'm like, how the fuck Paul ain't gone? And how he's still here?
How is he, child? I don't know. He's sticking around. He's sticking around. We got some new shows coming on though.
Because Marry Me Now come on.
I'm gonna watch that.
Put a ring on it.
That's coming back.
And Love and
Marriage.
Love and Marriage. It's Lord Jesus. Did y'all see that Karen new show? Is that on your team?
Karen.
Karen spinoff. It starts in April.
Talk about it real quick.
It's only 2 episodes.
I didn't know that.
I'm glad. I'm glad it's only 2. Yeah.
But no, it should be at least 4. You can't cover a family because you can't cover a family reunion in 2 episodes.
Who made them? Should be like a month.
No. Yes, I think 4 episodes is a good little. Like Nene Carter with a commercial, little commercial,
4-minute commercial,
little 4-minute commercial, little 4 episodes. But I'm like, 2 is like, you could have kept this shit. 2 episodes,
right? Well, 4-minute commercial, that gave away the whole thing.
I agree. They could have kept if she only gonna have 2 episodes, y'all could have kept it. And to be honest, I don't know if Karen's family is that interesting for her to even have a some type of special. But I'm gonna tune in and see what is. You know what I'm saying?
And we gonna
I feel like y'all
do
could
the
have
2
gave it to. Who they could have gave it to? Maybe Drew. Drew could have got a 2. Who would I have watched? Or Sheree. I probably would have watched Sheree.
They could have gave Nene a 2 episodes.
I would have watched Kenya as much as I love to hate her ass.
I agree. Oh yeah, Kenya. Yeah, I agree. They could have gave that to Cynthia as she spent her way out. From Housewives.
But
they could have gave her a special.
Cynthia been on Bravo, the Watch What Happens Live. She's on the girl trip stuff. I'm not gonna.
She's acting now.
I was gonna say Nene ain't doing shit, and she was top dog. And Cynthia,
y'all, I got a soft spot in my heart for Nene, like forever. I don't care what Nene do.
Nene has a very soft spot in her heart for herself.
She does, but I don't know.
You think she should have her own? Would you watch a show solely about Nene? No supporting cast.
Absolutely.
But what's she gonna do?
What's she gonna be?
She got her sons, and her glam babies. Her new man.
Lanitia Lounge.
I can watch Lanitia Lounge. I'm not watching Teen Mom.
Oh hell,
Teen Mom. What?
Because of the baby.
Oh, her son in the baby. Girl, I was like.
Teen Mom, like what? I mean, life after the passing of Greg, how life has been for her. I mean, I would tune in. If I could watch Portia's show, I feel like I could check out others.
That's true. I think you need to have a good supporting cast. I would need her to have a supporting cast and like a reason for the show, not just a show because she's Nene. I think folks want to show because she's Nene. Honey, that would be that could be either really fun or really annoying. It depends on how their voices go. Because they're a good key. But if they, both, it can go either way.
It can get annoying. I got you.